Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to take a look at the Magicka Templar PvE build for Dragonbone's DLC. As you can see, we have pretty nice stats, nice recovery, spell damage, crit, max magic, and also health is nice. We're running the Apprentice Mundus Stone. It's the best one for dungeon and trials. Buff food wise, you want to make sure to run the Witch Mother's drink. Or the gold food, the Clockwork Citrus Fillet, but it's very expensive, so I usually run this one. Potion wise, I run those. They're easy to get in the guild stores, but quite expensive. Keep in mind you don't necessarily need the prophecy buff from those pots, because you already have it from Inner Light. But again, those are the easiest one to get. You could also run this buff food, but I think sustain is not good enough, so I usually run Witch Mother. Reason. Race, High Elf or Dark Elf. Both have really nice stats, so High Elf 4% Flame Frost shock damage, 10% max magic and recovery. Dark Elf gets 7% flame damage. A lot of people go towards Dark Elf now because we have like Reflective Light is fire damage and they use Blockade of Fire. That's why you will see more Dark Elves probably. But the difference is really small, it doesn't matter. Please make sure to not forget to subscribe. More videos in the future. I actually played Magicka Templar a lot on the PTS, so there's a ton of videos from this patch actually. I do have a Magicka Templar playlist. You can find it there. I'll put the link in the description. In terms of gear, I run 5 Julianos, 2 Valkin, and 4 Moondancer. This is for the melee setup, keep that in mind. Now I have a heavy chest, then a medium shoulder and a light head. So basically I need 5 light, 1 medium, 1 heavy because of the Undaunted passive, so we get 6% extra resources. You could also run Mechanical Acuity instead of Julianos. Both of those perform pretty similar, but I usually prefer Julianos still. Now, about the Valkin. This is actually nice because it gives us a health bonus, otherwise we would be way lower with Witch Mothers, so we actually have a decent amount of health. If you don't care about health, you could run, for example, San here. Probably also, yeah, this one deals a ton of damage as well, but you will have less health, keep that in mind. This is a new set which drops in Scalecaller Peak. Make sure to have all Divine Magic enchants. Spell damage on the jewelry, and then here infused flame damage. Flame damage does the most damage, and the status effect is a damage over time effect. Also deals quite nice damage. On the front bar on a Magicka Templar melee setup, you need a lightning staff. Because we have ability like Puncturing Sweep, which deal a lot of damage. Then Blockade of Fire. Blazing Spear, they're all AoE effect. Actually, sure, there we go. Why this was there. Then the next thing, a Maelstrom Inferno Staff on the back bar. Nernhold weapon damage enchant. Oh, this is a pretty simple setup. In case you don't have a Moondancer lightning staff, then what you can do is run Acuity with a Mechanical Acuity stuff, and then you can run a Moondancer body piece. So 5 Acuity and 4 Moondancer. But then just Acuity on front bar. Because front barring Julianos, you will lose too much damage. But front barring Acuity, you basically get the same percentage uptimes as when you full bar it. That's the thing. Champion points. 75. We still have a lot of dot damage, so that's why I decided to still put that many here. 23 master downs, 2 staff, 32, 56, 52. Those are also on my website. I might change them around a little bit when I find like a better setup, or like some people tell me they found better CP setups and stuff like that. So my website is always more up to date than the video, keep that in mind. There. I don't know why 75 is enough here. Oh, I had 76 there. Then for the red CP3, I do have an article on my website where I talk about optimized red CPs for trials. For every trial you need a little bit of different red CP allocation to maximize the damage mitigation, so you don't get one shot or you don't take too much damage. Keep that in mind. Next thing in terms of passives. So Templar have a few cool passives this year. Gives us 10% more crit damage. We have, you need to have a pierce, like you need to have one of those abilities slotted. So we have sweeps here, and on the back bar we have blazing spear. Then burning light, very strong passive, it's basically free damage. So it procs from puncturing sweeps and also blazing spear. Has a 0.5 second cooldown, but it procs a lot, so it's nice. The cooldown doesn't matter. Other than that, we get a little bit more ulti from that. Here, Pulsing the Dawn's Rough ability gives you minor sorcery, increasing your spell damage. Now we have Purifying Light and Reflective Light. Then Restoring Spirit reduces our ability costs and ulti costs, also really nice. Here it's mostly for healing, so it doesn't really. Then you also need destruction stuff. This here is very important, don't forget this. You need to have a destruction stuff ability or ulti slotted on each bar to get the 8% damage. Here we have the Zerg ulti, the Thunderous Rage. Here Blockade. You remove this, you lose the 8% extra damage. And we have a shock stuff on the front bar, so you get 8% more AoE damage. Keep that in mind. And back bar Fire. So we get 8% more single target. That's why the Radiant Oppression should be on the back bar. Light armor, all heavy armor, you just need Juggernaut to get the 2% extra health. Then Fighter's Guild, you really only need Banish the Wicked for the extra ulti gen. Mage's Guild, all, Undaunted, all, Racial, all. Craft, Alchemy, you need medicinal use, so your potions last longer. In terms of abilities, Reflective Light, very strong damage over time effect. It also spreads to 3 enemies, which is nice. Purifying Light, very strong ability. It explodes for 23k damage. The more magic you have, the more damage it does, and it's very cheap, so I like it. Puncturing Sweeps, this is your main spammable. It also heals you while you're actually spamming this, so it's actually quite hard to die, especially on trashbacks if you use this ability. And we use this to deal our, like, the most AoE damage. Channeled Focus, this is here for sustain. On top of that, it also gives you nice resistances. You take less damage than other classes, for example. And this just helps so much with recovery. Inner Light, 5% Magicka here, and then another 2% from Controller, so we have 7% extra Magicka from this. Thunderous Rage, this is our main ultimate we use. It hits so hard, it lasts long, it's basically a must-have. Backbar, Blockade of Fire, deals really nice damage when enemy is burning. Takes another 20%, and if you have a DK in your group that uses Engulfing Flames, you get another 10% extra fire damage. Blazing Spear, really strong AoE effect. Then enemies can pick up the synergy, they get resources back, enemies, your group members. And it also, like I said, it procs Burning Light. Harness Magicka, you really want to have this. It just saves you so much because it mitigates so much damage. Jesus Beam, aka Radiant Oppression, now this is your execute. Only use this from like 15%, and you need to keep up your dots. Like, keep up those 2 dots and then beam. If you only spam this, you will lose damage. Inner Light again, then Shooting Star. You can use this, but it's mostly here to get another 2% extra Magicka because of the Magicka controller. Passive. Rotation, you can find it on my website. Keep in mind, there is difference between melee and the range setup. Like, on the range setup, you're using the Asylum stuff to get some nice damage. Like, stuff like that is different there. I will try to do the target skeleton DPS test soon. Preferably on both setups, so you actually can see the difference. Another thing I actually forgot. If you really want to stay melee range, what you actually also can use is the trap. If you have a spot. For example, if you think, well, Jesus Beam is not worth it, you could actually slot trap here. This is melee setup anyway. And the trap is nice because it gives you minor force, increasing your critical damage done by 10%. That's just the thing. But then on the other hand, I do know Jesus Beam sounds really sexy. It looks nice. So why not use it? That's more or less it. If you do have any questions, ask me in the comment section below. Please do not forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Cheers.